Going live. 2, 3, 1. Compy.
Hey, welcome to Mandalor Express, and I'm fucking exciting, man. Fucking excited. Did I just said fucking
Yeah,
live on
yeah,
live?
yeah. They're gonna
I,
take our
I'm
video down. We don't even have 10 seconds on live, and they're gonna take it down, Compy.
I'm in freaking
Okay,
freaking
okay,
freaking excited.
okay,
All right.
great.
I use the
Because
exact same trick, just saying freaking instead of the other word.
Yeah, that's what my kids do all the time when they're playing video games, especially. Yeah.
so, man, we got Ed from Ed Retro Geek Out. Ed's Retro Geek Out, man.
Hmm.
And I'm so fucking excited because I follow this guy. I've been following him for a while and I love his channel. I love his content. So whoever is watching right now or listening to me, go to his channel, check it out, man. Bunch of cool stuff. You know, from huntings to conventions to man fucking hunting in Texas. He has a couple of videos in Texas too and other places. And the history of toys, unproduced toys, shit. I mean, it's all kinds of cool stuff that I like. So check it out. So I'm excited. So let's ask him how is he doing, man? How you doing, Ed?
Well, I'm doing okay. I'm like just about ready to record a new episode.
Awesome.
So yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do the talk first, then my voice is like all warmed up, and I don't have to like mess around too much during editing. Because usually when you start like doing like the videos I make right now during lockdown, they're more like voiceover work
Over.
in front of a camera. And I've noticed like the first couple sentences, which is usually the intro, it's like, da, 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 da. And then after a while, it actually gets like up to speed or up to volume. So I was like, I'm gonna
Oh,
do the talk with these guys first, and then yeah, I'll try knocking out another video for this weekend. So yeah, thanks so much for having me. Um, can't wait to start talking Star Wars with you guys because I hardly know anything about it, but I'm very interested in collecting for that vintage toy line, honestly. So yeah,
well, that's good. So how you doing, my good friend and compadre, Alex? How you doing today?
Doing great, man. Happy to be back. It's been a little while. We took a break, about a 2 week break or something like that. So, but it was good. It was good to take a break. But happy to be back, and especially having Ed with us. Accepting our invitation is just fantastic. As you said, I follow his channel also. Tons of great content, and one of the things because I was watching some of his videos with my kids also. The first thing that they said, man, this guy's a pro. Look at the way in which he edits his videos, and then the recordings and the way that he does it. They really, as well as I did, appreciated the fact when you go to conventions, when you go to toy hunting or the flea markets, you give us a pretty good idea of what's around you, what's going on with your surroundings, and we get to listen to that retro gaming 16-bit music, and it's really really cool. And then after that, you come up with your commentary. So it's really cool. So the three of us were enjoying it yesterday and the day before. So yeah, great content, and then happy to follow you. And again, really thankful that you are with us today.
thanks, man. Thank you.
So, Ed, you tell us a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, where you from? Because, man, I didn't know where you from for real. I thought you were from here, from U.S. or Canada, maybe. I don't know. And until
No, I
later on in
um
your videos,
yeah,
found out that you're living Belgium,
I thought he
in
was a
Brussels.
I
yeah.
thought he was a punk rocker from California.
Yeah, yeah,
From
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
from
yeah,
from
yeah.
No, no.
Sunset from Sunset Boulevard, right there by Epitaph Records. You know, that's that's where I thought that he was from, but I guess
I would
not.
I would love to go and visit all those
I
places,
know,
like
right?
Huntington Beach and Epitaph,
Yeah,
San Francisco, where Fat Wreck
Fat
is
Wreck.
at.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like as a teenager, I got into punk rock, and that's when I kind of left behind toys and games. But as you know, a punk rocker or as a musician, you're basically just staying a kid anyways. So when I started touring around, I actually bought a Game Boy in one of the retro shops, I think in Germany or in Holland. So yeah, to confirm, I live in Europe. I'm from Belgium. It's where I grew up. But I used to go to Canada a lot during the summer, and that's where I learned English. But I still have some accents slipping in sometimes.
Oh, we do
Um,
too.
so, anyways, whilst touring, it was like, oh, I'll buy a Game Boy because that used to be fun when you're
Yeah.
in a bus like for 10 hours and then you get to play and then back into the bus and you start, you know, yeah, didn't have anything better to do than, turn back to good old Game Boy. So I started going to conventions with a buddy of mine, and I found like an NES um, Turtles game for like I think it was €5. It's probably still €5 now, the first one, because I mean that's like a million seller. But that totally sparked everything for me. Two things, like anything turtles related is is what I'm into. I really like retro gaming, so I've been collecting that for the past 15 years.
Wow.
And then I started getting more into the toys. I was already collecting for Ninja Turtles, but after a while, as I wasn't really finding too much video games anymore, I was like, hey, there's toys everywhere. Why not pick up toys? So that's what I ended up doing. And then a little bit later, I was talking to a buddy of mine. It was like, you should, like, we should do a channel. And we were like, okay, let's do a channel. And then, oh, you'll never do it. And then it was kind of like a bet, like starting the channel. And it's been great ever since we started. Obviously, like the first couple videos are cringy to watch, and I didn't know what I was doing editing wise, but I've just been mimicking what I see on TV and on other um, YouTube channels that really inspired me. So obviously, like Toy Hunter, over here it
Hmm.
comes on Discovery Channel.
Hmm.
Um, Salvage Hunters, American Pickers, stuff like that, but also Game Chasers, Pixel Dan stuff. Just toy hunting or hunting for retro. That's basically what I was into. And yeah, that's how I got here, obviously. So yeah, it's just been logging and vlogging stuff I find, and how I experience hunting around for retro. Honestly, yeah.
That's cool, and because that was like my next question was gonna be like, I mean, when do you like actually like, started to collecting like because I mean everybody starts with okay, I'm gonna like you said I'm gonna get the game because I'm bored and just I used to play it, but when from when when is the line that you cross from just buying things to have used to play to like now I'm collecting like now I'm having I don't have you know 10 games whatever like I got 30 or 35 and I started you start collecting actually like
Yeah,
I don't know.
for me, like the first goal I had was um f- re- like finding games I had as a kid. So that sparked the interest of going out to flea markets. I had that game, and whilst you're there, well, you see other stuff, and it's like just buy it because it's cheap now. This was like 12 years ago. Um, and I remember like the first goal I had was I want to get every Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game ever released, and I want every Super Mario game on. I want every Nintendo console. I want every Super Mario game because I love playing those back in the day. Same thing for Sonic. Not that I got all of those because like um, whatever happened after Genesis, like 32X and
Mhm.
Saturn, that's a bit harder to find over here.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, that was like the first goal, and just by trying to complete that, I started adding stuff. it ended up me not just going to a flea market, finding a stack of games and being like, oh, I'll take these two. No, I'll just take all of them. You know, started hoarding them. And now we have like shelves of games. So
Yeah, what I've seen your videos, and you have a pretty cool collection of all those videos, all those old school stuff, videos and stuff. So like traveling with your, I guess, with your band and stuff, like that's how they give an opportunity to like maybe look in other places to for
uh,
stuff.
yeah, not too often. I remember being in Switzerland and we got out at a bus and there was like a retro shop there, but like everything is super expensive compared to the rest of Europe in Switzerland because they have like, I don't know, the life, um not the life expectancy, but their lifestyle like stuff is just
Quality
more
of life.
expensive there, you know.
Right.
It's yeah, everything's more expensive. Like we went to McDonald's and it was like almost double of what you would pay over here. So we went into the
Whoa.
shop and it was like, oh crap, this is like, and it's different money as well, so you don't like know what it is. So yeah. um
That
but apart from that, yeah, I mean, like whenever we got the chance, I used to go to like a flea market when we were in another country. Um in the UK I did a lot of, cash converter and stuff like that. Really, like whenever we had, because in the UK when you tour over there, most of the stuff is close, so you have like 3 hours of travel time to the next town, and then you can like still walk around, which is doable. But if you're like really going from Germany to France to Switzerland to Italy to Spain, you're pretty much in the bus the whole day.
Mm.
There's not really a lot of
Time.
time to go and walk around and look for a retro shop and be like, can we stop there? No, there's 8 people in the van that just want to go over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I do remember one time um heading from Germany down to the Netherlands where like they decided to take a detour of like 2 hours to go get magic cards, like Magic the Gathering. And I was
yeah.
like, seriously? What is happening over here? And they had found like a stack over at like the sleeping spot the night before, and they were like, oh, we have to play this again. Oh, there's one in that town. But this was like in 2008 or 2007. So like going on like a hotspot and waiting for the internet to load up and stuff. So I was like, there should be one there.
that's
Yeah.
that's crazy that where you're saying like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I mean, I used to go to the flea markets here and see old toys from my childhood, and I didn't buy them at the time because I didn't really have the feeling or whatever that I'm having now of the nostalgia. Back in the day I was like, man, 25 cents, like He-Man's and and Master of the Universe out there, GI Joes for like a quarter. I mean, I'm telling you, it was like basically giving it away. And now you go,
Not anymore,
oh,
Compy. Not anymore.
like shit.
It'll cost you a pretty penny. Hey,
I
Compy,
think
go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
think I think back then, like 10 years ago, you would see them way more often. Now, if you go to a flea market, I don't know how big yours are, but over here, if it's like a 300 stand one, you'll get like 5 toy dealers or 5 people that have vintage toys,
Hmm.
like 80s and 90s stuff. But 10 years ago, like everybody had, a He-Man on
Yeah.
their table or a Game Boy, and yeah, I think um, those households have cleaned up that part of toys during the early 2000s and a bit later on, and now it's just you're coming into the 2010s of people that are getting rid of stuff. And well, there just weren't any Motu or Star Wars vintage back then, so it's obvious that there's less of it out at the flea market, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we have the first comments right here. I want to say thank you to Edgar, to Senses, to Luis, that's Luisito. And I have a question right here from Edgar. He says, how many collections do you have, and which is the most sentimental value for you? Which of those collections has the most sentimental value to you?
Is it just to me or to
To
everybody
you,
here?
no, to you.
Um, how many collections?
You are the man of the hour, so the questions are for you, brother.
Okay.
Yeah. So, how many collections do you
Uh,
have, and which one has the most sentimental value?
well, I have like a music collection. I have a guitar collection. I have vintage toys. I have a turtle collection, and I have vintage games. But the thing that's like most exciting to me is still turtles.
Okay.
That's definitely like my main thing. Second to that, it's guitars. Because yeah, it's what I
Very
they
cool.
cost a lot, you know.
Yes, they do. They do, especially when they're vintage. Yes, they're going to cost a lot. Now, there's another question. It says, explain for the difference between collecting and buying by online platforms. So I guess what he's trying to say, as you collect things, obviously you talk about the free markets, you talk about going to places, but there's also a huge market online, right? So what's your take on the collecting aspect as you go to, because when I go hunting for things, it's obviously a really, really cool thing going to a flea market, going to a vintage shop, and then just find something there, that perhaps you were not expecting, and all of a sudden it's there, right? Now, something gets released, and then you want to have it, and it's something that you want to be part of your collection, then you go online and you get it, right? But perhaps the value of it is a little different, right? So, what's your take on that?
Um, well, I think in the last year, it's just been more cramped down our throats to go and look for stuff online, and it's a whole different experience. It's still collecting to
Yep.
me.
Hmm.
It's just that the adventure
Yeah.
and just getting to know people, getting to know the story, getting to talk to them and try to see, hey, is there anything more up in
Hmm.
your attic?
Hmm.
um that's
See,
like
that's a
That was-
good one.
that's the old trick. The
Yeah.
old trick.
yeah, it's like, oh, I see you have like VHS tapes with turtles on them. Maybe
Uh-huh.
your kids had toys back in the day. Maybe they had a Super Nintendo. Oh no, they had a Sega. It's all good. Just
Yeah.
go and get it. You know? I mean, um, that's something you can't really do
Online.
on the online platforms that
Hmm.
we have over here, like secondhand. They'll just post like a couple things, and well, in order to go and post something, it needs to bring in a bit of cash, or they at least need to think it's worth something. If they don't think it's going to bring in more than €5, they're not going to go through the effort of putting it online. They're just going to drop it off at a Goodwill.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So those little giveaways like VHS tapes or like an old T-shirt with Thundercats on it, which is also like now like the coolest thing, but back like 5-6 years ago, people would just like, oh yeah, but that's gross because it's an old T-shirt somebody wore.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now people would spend like $50 on it because it's just a vintage shirt.
On the gross
Um,
T-shirt. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, a gross $50 T-shirt,
Yes.
but but it used to be like those, what is it, like tell signs of like, hey, there might be something here because it indicates that either that guy grew up with it or their kids grew up with it.
Hmm.
And there's always, it's just one question away, like, hey, you have any toys left in the attic or somewhere down there? And sometimes they'll give you a number. So it's like it's something I'll definitely do. Like when I see like, oh, this guy has a couple turtle things lined up. Do you have anything more? And the thing I've always been doing is like um look for people that post more stuff, list more stuff, and try to buy 3 things or 2 things and ask like, is there anything else you're looking to get rid of? And try to, just get it before people start bidding on it. So yeah, it's been kind of like translating the stuff that works at garage sales to online listings, but it's definitely like a completely different thing, and you always have to pay for freaking shipping. so
Yeah,
it's way more
that's
expensive. There's less adventure. I
Yeah.
don't know, like Alex. It's Alex, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. You seem like you enjoy going out to the flea market because you're outside, you're walking around. Even when you don't find stuff, you get to experience everything that's around you.
Hmm.
And like, I don't know, if you're like on freaking Facebook or Instagram all day scrolling down, is there really like another app you want to be scrolling down in endlessly to find that one Star Wars toy that you've been looking for? I don't know. Like it's exhausting, you know?
Right. It is exhausting,
Yeah.
and it is not as rewarding, because as you said, I mean, you get to know people, you develop relationships, and then what we just learned from you right now is just how to look for those hidden gems, by looking at those signs. Well, if he has this, perhaps he has that other thing. Perhaps he was collecting that. So let's ask, what's in the attic, what's in your basement. Do you have any more of this?
Yeah, I mean,
Perhaps it's part of the inventory, but it's not on display, right? And then
yeah,
so
definitely.
but then again, we went to the actually to the toy shop this morning, and we have a pretty good friend right there.
What?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
You went? I see.
I,
He
I,
didn't even
I,
say anything to him.
I've been busy, compy. I've been busy all morning long. Yeah, and I saw
I see.
and I saw Ball there, and Ball, we have a great relationship. He's also a punk rocker. He had all these pins going on one side he had all these punk rocking pins, and on the other one he had comic pins from Hydra, from the Avengers, from Star Wars, and then you got Motley Crue, and you got the Misfits, and you get all different things going on. So we were just discussing and talking about it. It's just great. It's a great experience, and we do have a video of actually that shop, and in which I was describing what it is really, the experience to go. You enter the shop, and immediately, especially if it's a comic shop, the smell of the shop is just right there. Immediately hits you, right? The smell of it, and all of a sudden, I mean, you're just right there. You kind of transport yourself into a completely different environment, and then you find a lot of people that share the same likes that you do have, and all of a sudden you start having great conversations with the person that you do not know, and that's the whole experience, just to be able to do that. And then if you're lucky, you will find something perhaps that you have been looking for a long time, and then you're the happiest person in the world for that period of time. So yeah, it's a completely different thing.
And the most fun part about it, at least to me, is when you're in a shop or at a flea market, you're holding it, and the price you're discussing is the price that you're gonna end up paying, not that $6 of shipping or
Yeah,
that comes on
Yeah.
top of it.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
always like, well, I could find this over at a garage sale table, and it'd be like $1.
Hmm.
If I ever get lucky enough to be like bidding on this for $1, I'm gonna end up paying like how much is postage over there
Well, it
in the
varies.
US?
Yeah.
I
Like
mean,
over here, it's a minimum of 4.5 euros, so that's about $6.
yeah.
No.
So even for this one, you'd end up paying 7 euros.
No, over
Like,
here it depends. I mean, I see like the standard on like the marketplace, 375.
okay,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, but I
of
mean,
the
like flashback to 10 years ago, you could have gotten like 5 figures for that
Yeah,
yeah,
or
yes,
more.
for
You
that
yes.
much
know,
money. Yeah.
it's yeah, it's yeah, but
Oh,
it's like you're saying, Alex. It's talking to the guy that owns the shop, seeing the other people that are around that, and they'll help you out, and you meet new collectors. It's all about the stories for me now. Just learning about why are they doing this, why are they collecting this, and yeah, you learn so much. That's like why I'm really heavily into checking out what the comment section says on my videos, because there's usually like enough good stories in there for like a next one. So yeah.
Absolutely. No, I
so
mean, you have an extensive amount of comments. I mean, I've seen some of the videos, there's 600 comments. I mean, come on. And then to know that you pay attention to them, that you go through them, and then you get stories out of them, that's fantastic. But also tell us that you are a content creator that really cares about your audience, what they have to say about what you're posting, and then you continue to share, with them based on what they're telling you about what you're sharing. So that's great.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
mhm.
I don't always say everything or have like the correct info. So when it corrects you, it's like, okay, well, maybe I did say it wrong,
Hmm.
but at least I'm learning. For me,
Absolutely.
it's a learning
uh,
experience. Yeah.
bro, those they're always those gatekeepers of everything out there, just trying to see whenever somebody makes a mistake to correct them. Though there's always people like that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's too bad that for people that are really like that, being like, well, it was August of 1986, but it took too long for you to really dig around for that date. I know that it's like it's an exhausting way to go through comments, but sometimes you'll find like somebody actually like trying to make a point like this is why and that, and because of the like gatekeeper comments, you're gonna like think like, oh, it's another one of these guys that just has to know better. But yeah, you always have to look at every comment like fresh eyes.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because I've noticed like when there's like a couple of comments that are like, oh, this is bad or something like that, and maybe it's not even true, but it gets frustrating. And when you scroll down to the other comments, it's like, oh, this is probably another guy who doesn't like this, you know. But yeah, at least like most of them, like I think like 80% of the comments are always positive, so that's cool.
That's awesome.
I haven't.
Last time,
Go ahead,
yeah,
Gumby.
yes. Oh, I was gonna ask him. Last time that you were here on the Dallas Fort Worth area, how many days were you here?
Um,
Just about.
I think 3.5.
Okay, so probably not enough time to go to all the new shops out there, the new stores, because
Oh no, we did 3 shops and 2 conventions, I think.
Cool.
And I was on an airplane. I was on 3 airplanes going over
well,
there and
ah,
3 airplanes going back. So I was like away from home for 5 days, but I was only in Texas for 3.
4-3.
So
Well, that was
yeah,
still a
because
very packed agenda. I mean, 2 conventions and all the shops. I mean, that's still, a lot to cover, and that
oh
span of time.
yeah.
So, there's
yeah.
another question right here. It says, collecting is something you share with family and friends, or basically it's just a hobby that you do for yourself, or, I mean, and the way that I see these questions is that sometimes the support that you get from your family, has to be there, but sometimes, they're just asking you, where are you gonna put that? There's not even space anymore to put any more collectibles. So what's your experience with
Uh,
that?
well, I do get that when I come home with like boxes. Like she'll be like, you don't have room for this,
we all
but
do. We all do.
but she'll think of like a way to free up space.
Okay, good, cool.
So like most of like the shelving stuff I have over here,
Hmm.
because this is like a middle piece, so there's like another part of the room there,
Okay.
and we just put in the middle piece to stock more stuff.
Uh-huh.
Um, so she came up with that, and like 10 years ago when I was just going to flea markets and checking out every game, she would be like, "Hey, there's like a vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle View Master there in box. Shouldn't you pick it up because you're into turtles?" So she was like pushing me to like buy everything that was turtle related.
Okay. So there
Oh, that's
was
And
cool.
there was
she'll
yeah.
still like last week she sent me like this vintage Gizmo in like the little box, the Gremlin,
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
a vintage one. And I was like, yeah, it's a little bit too expensive for what it is, but she's still looking out for me, you know. And yeah, I have my kids. So my daughter, who's 4 years old, she really likes hanging out in this room. Most of the expensive stuff is up high, but she already knows like when she grabs something, she's like, "Is this an expensive toy, Daddy?" And I'm like, "No, you can play with that. It's good." But
But
like,
she
yeah,
knows. She knows what's going on
yeah,
with the
like the
collectibles. Yeah.
yeah, like she was nagging me like, "Can we open this?" And I'm like, "No, I bought it because it needs to be sealed." So, but she was like, "But I really want to open it." I'm like, "Oh crap! How am I going to keep her from opening it?" So I'm gonna have to find one of those loose so she
Right.
can have one to play with. Yeah. Um, but
That's
yeah, I
cool.
mean, it's it's part of what I do now, I guess, and she definitely copes with it. Um, I think it's just like when there's like packages coming in every day. She's like, shouldn't you like stop for like a week
Mm-hmm.
of buying stuff? So yeah, but apart from that, it's all good. Like the collection room used to be like the living room downstairs. So we would be living in like just Billy cases, like Billy IKEA
Yeah.
cupboards. What is it called? Yeah, that was just filled with games, and that was like our living room. And then we got like the attic renovated, and now I'm like in one of the attics. So that's like my dedicated room for this and for YouTube. So yeah,
Okay.
that's cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that's cool. That's cool that you have
That
the
is pretty
space
cool.
now. Yeah,
Hmm.
because it's a part of, yeah, yeah.
And
I
the
think it's one of
support
the
can be the support. That's the
oh
that's
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
definitely,
best part.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely,
Hmm.
definitely, definitely
Yep.
the support of your family, man. Because yeah, there is, I know there is some, family members out there. No, I guess for me, I'm just speaking for me, and I guess my company too, that we're okay with their spouses, but there is, I heard from people that I know that every time they come with something, they're like, "Oh, really? Again?" And
It happens.
how how much you spent? All that stuff or whatever. So, but that's a secret. Okay, so question, like, how's the the collecting culture in Europe? Like, is it as big as as in the U.S. or it depends on what country do you go to out there?
Um, uh, I mean, I know people that collect in Germany, in Holland, in the UK, and it's quite similar. I just think that some toy lines did a bit better in each country, so they're more prominently found. It's the same thing with GameCube, which you'll find more in the Netherlands than Belgium, and like another gaming console did better over in the UK. Um, but yeah, overall it's just the same thing. What we didn't have was like clearance sales over here. So like Greco Fabulous, he found like a couple of sports turtles, but like the same one on card like 18 times.
Hmm.
And it's just like a clearance sale. Like, so
Hmm.
somebody in America, he goes over there in 92 and he's like, oh, these turtles are 99 cents. Just get them off the rack, put them in a box and wait 10 years. That's something that never happens over here. Like,
Oh,
there's not so much stock here. There's no Toys R Us sized inventory. It's really just mom and pop shops or chains of toy stores that have maybe 16 locations in total.
Hmm. Hmm.
whoa,
Yeah,
whoa, whoa,
so
whoa.
there's no really huge chains, at least during the 90s when like this stuff needed to get like stocked up.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you guys had like Hills and Sears and all that stuff. Um, so yeah,
But
KB Toys.
yeah.
They had like big inventory and was going all across the country for you guys. And when stuff just wasn't selling, it went on clearance, and it's like the stuff you see on Toy Hunter, like
Yes, yes,
like
yes.
like I even have like a lot of my turtles on card are American ones, and they're like clearance sale turtles, so it's like $3.99 or $1.99 or 99 cents for a turtle. So yeah,
Yeah, and it's
Well,
but
funny
it's
that you
cool.
mentioned that because I mean we used to have obviously Toys R Us, K&B, and so many different other outlets. They're not here anymore. They're gone. They're gone, and online basically. The big brother out there, Amazon, took care of all of them. So what we're seeing right now, what you're discussing, is the mom and pops shops. Which give us a completely different experience that we were just talking about. So it's just nice to see that it's like a renaissance of collectible shops that they're just opening all over the place. And then they will carry different lines, different types of inventory. Obviously they're owned by different people, so there's not really chains. So you get to know, the owners, and then you get to know the people that work there, that for the most part are always super cool. So it's just a different time. And again, it's just nice to see that if we don't have those big old shops, which the advantage of those is that you will go to a Toys R Us and all of a sudden you will find those huge clearance sales, to where you're like, okay, let's go. Nowadays, you don't find that. You have to kind of haggle the price, but that's another thing, when you are able to negotiate with the owner, with the person selling. Hey, so how much would you let this one go for? And then they'll tell you, well, let me see. And then they do this, they do that. Okay, how about this? How does that sound for you? Well, that's great, but what about if I take this one too? So what kind of deal? And then it's just great. And you do that at the flea markets as well. And
Yeah,
follow,
it's haggling,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
And following up with the flea markets, you talked. I've seen your videos on flea markets, but what did you call the flea markets there in Belgium? And do you have a lot of them?
It's called Rommelmarkt, which is um junk market,
Okay, okay,
freely translated.
okay.
Um, uh, but I mean, it's the same thing like a swap meet or a car boot.
Hmm.
Um, frequent, yeah. I mean, like in Belgium, there's like one or six every weekend. And Belgium, when you drive from one part of Belgium to the other, so if you drive from the border of Netherlands to the border of France, it's like 2 or 3 hour drive, and you're out of the
Whoa.
country each way. So like usually what I'll do is I'll drive like an hour tops to get to like a flea market, and like there were times like 5 or 6 years ago that I would do like 6 flea markets in like a weekend. Just going to every single one of them.
Very
um,
I,
cool.
excuse myself if you hear some noises. They're working outside, so
okay.
I don't know if you
Oh,
can.
so that's where the noise is coming from, Compy. I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, they're working outside, and I'm right by the window, so by the
okay.
door, right here in the Rancor cave, in the Rancor's cave here. So, by the way, I just heard last week that I think Toys R Us are coming back. I don't know. They say somebody bought it, and now that
Yeah,
there's,
it's like a
the,
new financial investor
yeah,
who might be bringing him back,
Hmm.
or it's just the headlines shaping it that way. He might have an opportunity to
w-
revitalize them. So yeah.
which I don't know at this point. You may, I don't know if it's gonna be a good news or not. I mean, I have the nostalgia taking my kids there and everything, but I don't know, not because like Alex was saying, all these new shops popping everywhere, especially here. I don't know in other places in in the U.S., but at least here in North Texas, where we're from, where we at, there is. I mean, I guess since the last time you were here, like I don't know, a year and a half ago. I don't know how long it was. It's been over a year. I mean, there is so many new stores that have been popping out there.
Hmm.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I just last week I just found out that it was a block and a half from my house. Just one just recently opened, which
Okay.
we'll make a video later or whatever. But I'm telling you, they're everywhere, and there's so much cool stuff out there, and I just love it. And I don't know if Toys R Us coming back is gonna take all that stuff away. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm kind of like a bittersweet on that. So, but I don't know what y'all think.
I think it's a different
Um,
type of market. you know I mean, they will be the ones going to Toys R Us because they're just looking for the average toy for, not anybody that is collecting anything, so they would just go buy a toy there. But I mean, anyone like us that is really into collecting, or perhaps just looking for something special, will continue to go to the mom and pops. I think it's just the market. Now, what you were saying, I don't know how successful they will be, because online continues to grow, online continues to be crazy. So I just don't know. But you were gonna say it.
I was gonna say like I don't know enough about the lifestyle in America to really comment on it, but what I do think is like a shop like Retro Madness, it's not really targeted to kids per se. Um, and last time I wasn't able to go like Walmart or was it Target and all that
Target.
stuff. They have
Uh-huh.
like toy aisles,
Yes.
but it's
Yes,
not a
yes,
toy shop. But
Correct.
it's
yes,
almost as big as a toy shop used to be, or is that
yes, yes.
yeah. I did go to Toys R Us a couple times in Canada. So
Okay.
it kind of like that's what I'm thinking, like that's what it should probably look like. I think like if Toys R Us would come back and really turn it into an experience for kids, then it would be pretty cool. But it needs to be targeted to kids. Um, I think. Yeah.
I'll be on Toys R Us. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go the first time they open, the first day. I'll be probably outside waiting for them to. I wanna know. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
I mean,
just to go and check it out.
you still want to see what they have,
Just to check it out and see what they have. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm bittersweet about it, like I said. But we'll see. It may not even happen. So, you know. But yeah, next time you're here in the area, hopefully all this shit goes away soon. And it seems like
What you mean, copy? It's already gone. Yeah. They're saying that it's gone. Everything is coming back to normal.
well,
Whether we like it or not.
but yeah, the next time you're here, man, there's you need more than 3.5 days. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I
So,
think I'm gonna go for like 7 days or something. So yeah.
there is so many shops, man, out there.
There's
Like I'm
like,
telling you.
is it like Dallas Finish Toys that has like the gray skull entrance and stuff?
Oh yeah, that was
I,
finished. Yeah.
I remember like Narc was telling me like we should take you there. So there's like a couple shops that have invited me next time I come over. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean if I get to go there for 7 days, that's gonna be like 50 videos or something.
Yeah.
Compared to
Yes.
last time.
Yes. Oh
Like
yeah. Yeah.
last time I was there for 3 days and I think we managed to pump like 12 videos out of that.
Whoa.
So
Oh yeah!
that's
Wow,
insane. Yeah.
that is insane. So you'll be close to 50 videos if you're here for 7 days.
I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna go that hard again, but
Uh,
yeah, it was definitely something like, whoa, this is great for content.
And
But
I'll say hi to Narc, because I follow him too. He's pretty cool. I love his channel too. So yeah.
yeah,
Well,
he's
okay.
awesome.
So
He's
one
awesome.
more one more question. So what is the best city or country in Europe that you think is the best for finding collectibles or finding stuff?
Uh
So far as with your experience.
for finding collectibles.
Or
I
finding
don't know.
stuff.
I'd have to like I'd have to do a lot more just going around, honestly. Can't really answer that yet. Um I guess like the thing I'd suggest is go to like the really, really big flea markets here. The ones that are like yearly events. There's one called Templou where I've seen like the Kenner Alien from '79 in box and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
whoa.
yeah,
okay.
so I mean, it does have a price tag, but it's right in front of you. You can haggle.
Right.
I think it was asking like 500, and some guy walked away with it for 300, and that's like a pretty good deal. Um, Definitely like in box and like the finish one. So, um, yeah, yeah, it's um,
So let me rephrase my company's question.
yeah.
In which country in Europe have you been able to find your most precious collectible?
Well, in Belgium, but it's because I'm there most of the time,
Uh
I
huh.
guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and still like even when you're in Belgium, you can have stuff coming in from all of the surrounding countries. So
Hmm.
yeah, I
Right.
guess it makes it a bit easier now. With the Brexit, UK might be a bit more tough to really source stuff from without paying too much taxes and stuff. But
Uh huh.
yeah, I think
Okay.
if you just get to mainland Europe, you can find stuff. There's always like the language barriers, but yeah, eBay and stuff is great for just sourcing stuff like that, I guess.
All
Cool.
right. Well, okay. Well, let me rephrase that question again. how how
Really, Compy?
how how far have have you gone or drive for to go and buy something?
The United States. He went across the ocean.
Well, yeah, on that one,
And Canada.
I'm just saying, no, in Brussels or in Belgium, for where you at, where you
Uh,
live.
I think it was like 4 hours all the way up to the top in Holland, something like that.
Okay.
To go get one thing. Yeah.
Whoa, for
Hey, that's commitment. That is
Yeah, but I
commitment.
yeah,
mean, like,
Yeah.
if you compare it to like Greco Fabulous, he does that like every week when he goes out hunting. So he'll
yeah.
drive like 3 hours or 4 hours. So yeah, yeah.
It's fun though. I mean, especially in Texas, you can do that. I mean, because we got Houston. It's about 4 or 5 hours from here,
It's
Yeah.
3 hours
from
and
the
a half,
Dallas.
Compy.
Well, that's on your car.
Oh,
Okay,
that's with my driving style. Okay.
fucking flying like a mother. Okay, flying like a mofo on the fucking highway.
Okay.
Yeah, every time I drive with his ass, I'm like just fucking holding him shit because that motherfucker drives fast. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean Austin 3 hours on my time. Maybe an hour and a half on his. But I mean three. We got Austin, San Antonio. We got a bunch of towns, big cities with a bunch of stuff here that so it makes it easy also to find. But I mean, for real, you don't have to leave the DFW area to find stuff. There is so much stuff around here. You just need to look for it or whatever. Especially now that all this stuff is popping out. All these new stores are coming, and it's just amazing right now. This is a really good time to be buying stuff. Yeah, before it gets a little more expensive, which is already happening. So anyway, so
Compy,
how yes sir.
I have a off-ball question for
All
Ed.
right, all right, all right,
Since
all
you
right,
like
man.
so much the Ninja Turtles, right? So there was this radioactive material that gave them their powers, right? That transformed them basically, right?
Yeah.
So this radioactive material supposedly gave Daredevil the same, well, the powers that he has. Is that something that you believe? Is that a theory that you were familiar with, and do you believe it to be true?
So it apparently gave the devil
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
um, well, like um,
So
like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
yes,
is based on Frank Miller's Daredevil.
Oh yes. Uh-huh. Hmm.
So there could be a connection like that where I don't know like I don't know if Kevin Eastman or Peter Laird designed it to be like that where there is that connection, or if there's like somewhere a note in one of those comics that really refers to it. I'm
Right.
not sure about that, but um I mean, to me it's like Turtles, not Daredevil, but
Right.
yeah, it does follow kind of like the same story concerning like some type of ooze that created the superpowers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I read that once, and I saw some graphics on it. So he was crossing the street as a kid, and all of a sudden there's this accident, and there were this regular truck carrying radioactive material, in the middle of the street, and then there's an accident. All of a sudden gets all over him, and then there's a drainage, right? So there's a drain, and then it goes through the drain, and obviously the little turtles are right there because there are always turtles under the cities, and then they
Oh yeah.
became and then they became the Ninja Turtles. So I was
Well,
like,
we
hmm.
would just have to check if like the truck was like a TGRI truck or
Hmm.
not, you know?
Right?
So, if it's TGRI, if it's the same company, then yeah, it
And
could
it's
probably
quite
work
possible.
out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did Daredevil? Did he work out of New York? Yeah, he did. Because he was
Yes.
like,
Yes.
yeah, he was like the
Hell's
lawyer
Kitchen.
for Iron
Hmm.
Man and stuff, right? Or
What?
yeah, he did. Wasn't he like also
What?
like a lawyer in the same? Yeah,
Yes, he was a lawyer.
it's all based in New York. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
and it's
The
all based in New
MCU.
York.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Well, cool. Yeah, I again, oddball question I wanted to ask. Compy, go
You
ahead.
you just fucking blew my mind on that one, man. I didn't know. But sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds possible. Sounds possible.
Sounds
Right.
probable.
So, how big is your Star Wars collection?
uh, Not so big actually. Not that big. Um, I only like the vintage stuff. So,
Okay.
um, let's see what we have here. Some light. It's not the light. That's the light. So, uh, that's like what I have now.
Yeah,
A
that's
couple
vintage.
figures.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I wanted to get like a Boba Fett because I like the Mandalorian. And I've just been like piecing together stuff, characters that I could get my hands on cheap,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff that got sent in as well. So that's cool. But I have bought some new ones. So this is like a haul I haven't shown anyone yet.
Oh,
Um,
Oh,
wow!
premiere
yeah,
copy. We have a premiere.
yeah. So yeah,
Let
this
me see
one,
that.
with like the claw thing,
Uh-huh.
no weapon or anything.
The
I'm
belt and
unaware of like
everything.
his name actually, but
The squid head on the old school.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Those squid heads.
Then I got, was it the Gamorrean Guard?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
That's like one I know I've seen it at flea markets, and I didn't piece it together. That was like something I would need. I also got a stormtrooper with his gun, and what is this? A Princess Leia with
Oh,
like
with
Yes.
the cape
with
thingy,
yep.
With the
Oh,
but
cool.
with the vinyl
no
cape.
weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it's a vinyl cape. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a
Yep.
vinyl
Uh
cape.
huh.
Yeah.
Cool.
And was it General Akbar or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
yeah? So those are like the new ads to that collection. But I'm
Awesome. Awesome.
slowly like piecing stuff together for that one. Yeah, I really like, because like it seems like whenever I do like a show called Toy History, where I'm always like, just I write 4 pages of words,
Mm-hmm.
and I talk, and it usually comes back to like Kenner, how successful Star Wars was. So it totally drove me to like, I should probably get some of these toys and try figuring out why this worked so well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm in marketing. That's like my day job.
Okay. Okay. Well,
So
it makes
so
total
it's always
sense. Yeah.
interesting to
Mm-hmm.
me.
Okay.
Like why did that work? Why is that so cool? Because I got into Star Wars when I was like 19.
Okay.
So I do remember seeing the first Star Wars, and thinking like C-3PO was like Fugitoid from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I didn't get like, what is happening? Like, where are the turtles?
Yeah.
And I remember seeing I think the second movie, with Princess Leia in like the bikini thing,
Yeah.
with the big guy behind
Yeah.
her.
Slave
Um,
Leia, the big guy
yeah,
behind him.
Slave Leia. So
Hulk.
I saw
Yeah.
those two
Hulk.
movies definitely.
Uh-huh.
And then like around when I was 19, I was getting into like film and filming, and trying to film stuff. So I was like checking out like the 100 best movies, and Star Wars was in that. So I started watching all the Star Wars movies. Because as a kid, I was like, no, mutated turtles are cool, and Star Wars in space is for geeks. But
Which is
But
kind
yeah,
of
I was like, crap. How did I miss out on that for like 10 years of my life?
yeah, which is
So yeah,
it's true. It's true. As a matter of fact, I think I went to the first Ninja Turtles premiere when the first movie, and it was I blew my mind. It was so cool, man. I loved it. I loved it as a kid, but as this at this time I was living in Mexico. As the toy line was coming in, I was like kind of moving out of the toys. You know, I think I only had
yeah.
one. I was moving out. I was skateboarding at the time. This is like late 80s, super early 90s, maybe
Yeah.
1990, 89. So I was like,
Okay, I was born in '88, so
yeah.
yeah.
In '88, my company was already 20 years old.
No, I was six. I was six.
Whatever.
We're about We're not that old. We're not that old off. Anyways, but yeah, I was yeah, skateboarding at the time, so I don't know that I missed all that wave. But my friend's little brother, which one of my best friends, uh, had everything that he could, could have. It was a really little spoiled
Okay.
kid and got all. So I saw all the toys that he had, a bunch of toys, and I remember, like Bebop and I can't remember the other most of the names, but he had a bunch of them. But I saw them and I thought they were pretty cool. He was just like already coming out of that, you know, uh, era, I guess, of toys, which not really because I never kind of grew out of it. It was just I was feeling like I was a teenager, preteen, which I want to be older and want to be, be big and bad. And skateboarding was super cool at the time, and so. Anyways, years later, I see them. I like them. I love that. It's a Toxic Crusaders too, which it wasn't a
Yeah.
line that I'd even, saw. I mean, I saw them, but I never pay attention to them until recently. And I think they're pretty cool, and they're going to so high right now, man. I've seen them pretty expensive. So, but anyways,
Yeah,
well, that
definitely like the ones with the accessories are insane. Like what they're going for.
yeah. Also, I like the it's a Bucky O'Hare. I love that, and I've seen your videos, and because that's how I learned a lot of the. It was through your videos of the Bucky O'Hare. So I didn't know. I can't. I couldn't remember. I wasn't paying attention on like really on the '90s for on toys. I was in punk rock, skateboarding, and other things.
Other things,
Other
Compy.
other
Other
things,
things, yeah.
other things. I
We're
cannot
not
be.
gonna mention those things, Compy. Yeah.
My mom will get mad at me if I say what I was doing at the time. But so anyways, but yeah, so now that I'm looking at it, I'm looking at them when I go to conventions or even on eBay or whatever, I'm like, oh man, those are pretty cool. I wish I had the space to, put put more of that stuff in my shelves, but I don't at this time. But yeah. Anyways,
Compy,
so
before you continue with another question, I
yes,
have one.
sir.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you were mentioning Ed, that you write 4 pages of stuff. You're in marketing, so obviously you have the background to really go around and study the subject of what you are working on, or the theme of your video, right? The ones that I really like, the history of toys, right? Toy history. So there's a lot. There's a lot of information that you compile on those videos, right? Whether are the images, the videos, but the narrative. So how long in on average does it take you to complete one of those videos with everything that you put on into it? Because as I see them, it's a great production with a lot of information, and it does take time to gather all of that.
Yeah, and it's probably not done to perfection. I don't know everything. For me, it starts from like a question. Like I think I did one video called "The Rise of Adult Toy Collectibles"
Okay.
or "Adult Collectibles,"
Okay.
um, and it took me like 3 weeks to write it because I didn't know. It was just like, where did it come from? Like, how did that happen? And then you have to go like checking like McFarlane toys, all that he's done. Like, why did Star Wars come out with toys targeted to kids and adults? And so for me, it always starts with like a question, and then I'm trying to figure out like, okay, well, this is a chapter, and I'll try looking it up. And right now I'm back into doing like one each week, so I'm going for like topics that are more like, here's 8 of this, and there's not like too much in-depth info about everything, but it kind of like frees it up for people to start commenting about it. Like, I remembered that it's because of this, and then I read the comments and I'm like, okay, I learned something. Um, Maybe I said something wrong, but I usually try to double check stuff. So when I find one like article on something that indicates this is why the first 10 back of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was actually created in a bigger scale than the actual toys is because they were sent to China first to get the molds made, and that's why they don't exist anymore. Those initial molds, because they're actually twice as big.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, I'll try reaching out to the guys that actually made them and like get that fact checked, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I always seem to think it takes me about 15 to 25 hours to do one of those.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes it goes easier. The editing process for me seems to be like something that's creative. So sometimes I can start and do it all at once, and it'll take maybe 4 hours if I get like all of the right images and do all of the production work beforehand. But otherwise, it can take like days before I'll be like satisfied with what it looks like. And
Mm-hmm.
now I just kind of went with like, I'll stretch some pictures a bit longer so I don't have to put for every word that I say like a different image on it. Um, but yeah, it's like I'm glad like the response is there because I'm
Yes.
putting so much
Yeah.
time
Effort.
into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's me learning about it, and
Yeah.
then um, it's like a school project every week.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring it to class, and the class is anybody who watches, and they can have
Would
their own opinion on it. They
That's a
they
good
can correct
analogy.
me.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
really good analogy.
I'm not claiming I know everything. I'm just interested, and I'm compiling the info that I can find
Mm-hmm.
and putting it out there for you guys, and that's like the main idea behind it.
Very cool.
So yeah.
And I'm
So
glad.
to answer the question, it's like 15 hours at
Yeah.
least to
Yeah.
work on one of those toy histories. Yeah. Um, there you go.
I'm glad. No, thank you for that. And I'm glad that you mentioned McFarlane because when you said adult toy collection, I was thinking of other adult toy that that you were working on a video for. But and my imagination flies way too much. But then you said McFarlane, I was like, oh, okay, those type of toys for adults. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. And then I came back to my senses. Yeah, I just want to clarify that. Yeah.
OMG. OMG.
Hey, compy, you
I
never know.
remember
I'm pretty sure
like
that there are people out there collecting those things. Yes, pretty sure. Yeah.
yeah, probably. I remember really having to think about what am I going to name this video? Is it going to be adult collectibles? Is it going to be adult toys? Is it going to be adult toy collectibles? Is it going to be adult action figures targeted to adults?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm glad you didn't go for that one.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Compy.
All right. This is gonna be a hard question.
Oh,
Hard
okay.
question.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So if you have to pick one line and only one line, what will that be? One line of collectibles. That's it. Nothing else. You cannot have anything else. Just one line.
oh, turtles. Yeah,
Well,
Ninja Turtles.
that wasn't that
Yeah,
hard. That
no,
wasn't that hard at all.
yeah,
All right. Well, now Ninja Turtles or video games.
Ninja Turtles. Yeah, toys. Yeah.
Oh snap!
Mm.
Well,
Compy, those are hard questions. You already knew the answers to the questions.
no, because he's also hardcore on video games, so I'm proud of it.
He
So I
is
was like,
hardcore on music. So perhaps music is on top of video games and then Ninja Turtles.
no, I think Ninja Turtles will win.
No, Ninja Turtles is
I don't know.
first, then music perhaps, then video games.
No,
I think like
he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it.
I consider toys to be part of the hobby and music more to be part of what I just do in life. So it wouldn't make sense for me um to get rid of my guitars because I use them for work also.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a different thing.
Okay, all right, all
For
right, all
me,
right, all right.
like playing guitar is like sports. It's like going to the fitness, like playing a show. So It's a
Okay.
different experience
Absolutely.
than
Okay.
the collecting part.
Hmm.
It's I don't collect guitars um to look at them, but I actually use those.
Correct.
And like a toy, like I'll pose it somewhere and I'll look at it and I'll make a video with it, which is also kind of like just playing with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still a different thing to me. I think. Yeah, definitely.
Very nice.
All right.
But
Okay.
tough question nonetheless.
There you go, compy. You got your
May-
tough question answered.
Yeah, maybe the next one's gonna be also tough. Has nothing to do with collectibles though. Nothing to do with collectibles. But top 5 punk bands. Your
Punk
top five.
bands.
Your
Top
top
5.
5.
Um Probably have to go Descendants.
Well,
Oh,
there's the
no,
hat. There's the hat. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
There
the
you go.
hat.
Uh-huh.
Descendants number 1, Belvedere, a Canadian punk rock band. One of my freaking favorites. No Effects. What else do I like? Um, like punk bands, really.
well,
Bad
let's.
Religion.
Whoa. Okay.
Um, how many do I have left? I have 2 left, right?
You have one left. You included
One
Bad
left.
Religion
One.
already. Yeah.
Okay. Um,
Descendants, Belvedere, No Effects, Bad Religion. One left.
One left. That's a tough one. That's tough. There's so many. uh, Probably go for like Propaganda.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
Propaganda. Yeah.
Our Canadian friends. Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome
Cool.
band.
Yeah.
I did an interview with Todd, the bassist,
Okay.
about toys. Yeah.
Seriously.
Really? I
Yeah,
haven't seen
it's
that.
on my channel. He was
I haven't
like
seen that. I
talking
haven't seen it.
he was like talking about Stretch Armstrong and Micronauts and stuff like that. So it was like really cool to get a glimpse of it. And then he took it all the way back to like politics and punk rock with like, Cobra Commanders. His 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 program actually makes sense, whilst Trump didn't. So at the time, I think at the time, like Trump was still on, or he was like getting on to becoming president at that
Uh-huh.
time, and he was like, well, I'd go for Cobra Commander by now. So it's like, okay.
Wow. How long
Yeah,
ago was that
yeah.
video? I'm gonna have to look for it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one
No.
though.
I guess it's 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that,
Okay,
that one's still online. I also have one with a Willem Scream. Yeah, where
I
they're
need
like talking about Nintendo and Ghostbusters and stuff. So yeah, there's a couple interviews I did with some punk rock bands whilst they were in Europe. So that's yeah.
I mean, that's
I did a lot more, but they don't get enough views to keep editing that stuff. Honestly, it's a shame because it's a fun learning experience. I feel like when we were doing the ones with Propaganda, I was like probably um at my best interview wise. The first couple ones I did, like you'll probably notice it when you watch the Willem Scream one. It's like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm also
yes.
like interviewing my heroes, so it's like, hey, I like your music.
Well,
Let's talk about toys.
well, same here because we don't know what we're doing either. We
No,
just
we don't. We don't. We don't.
so,
We're just here.
yeah, we're just here try to have a conversation.
No, but it's fun. It's fun.
It
It's fun.
is.
It's always fun to meet new collectors. And I don't mean new. I mean new to me. Like
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I hadn't
absolutely.
heard about you guys before you reached out to me. So thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
No, dude, thank you. Like I said again for accepting the invitation. Yeah, I mean, before I collected figures or collectibles or whatever, I collected CDs. I'm old school. I don't know what maybe.
Cassette tapes, compy. You had a
Oh
large
yeah,
collection
okay.
of
Oh yeah,
cassette
yeah, yeah, yeah.
tapes.
I
Yeah,
do actually.
yeah. Hmm.
My brother
That's
has them.
awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them. Really cool stuff. Hard to
Yeah.
find now.
Hmm.
Hard to find. I'm waiting for the market to go up so I can sell them. I got pretty cool stuff. Really rare stuff there. Yeah. Yeah. So
Very cool.
What's
anyway, yes sir. Yeah,
which
yeah.
bands are you guys into actually? Agnostic Front. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, my okay. My number one band is Minor Threat.
Oh
That's what
yeah. Yeah.
that's what started everything. Minor, I don't think there is a better band than Minor Threat. We can discuss that in a in a debate, but
Yeah.
Minor Threat for me is the best band. I think Agnostic Front will come second. Uh, Maybe Good Riddance third. In English ones, we have Spanish also, a bunch of
Hmm.
Spanish bands,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
in English, what else? I mean, there is so many. I just cannot name just one or.
You will never
Uh,
finish if you start listing all the bands that you really like. You know.
I mean, that Kennedy's,
Yeah.
Oh
you
yeah.
know, uh, old school. What else? I mean, I don't know, man. Circle Jerks. I don't know. There is so many. I just can. We can be here all day, all night, just talking about bands and
Basically. Yeah, and we have almost kind of the same taste. The bands that you mentioned, Ed, the ones that my compy mentioned. I also like Sick of It All. Is one of my favorite bands for a
Sick of
long,
it
long
all,
time.
man. Oh yeah, sick of it. Yeah,
Yeah. Bad Religion, is one of my favorites of all time. Pennywise.
yeah.
I mean, we can go on and on. Propaganda, I love. You know, um, and again, so many bands from Spain, from South America. Sepultura was also one of my favorite bands. It's not so much punk rock, but they were influenced by it. And so there's so many. But yeah, that's it's just I guess it's just who we are, and then we're just transitioning to some other things that we like. But more than anything, we have been into this type of music for a long, long time. Yeah.
Very long
Did
time.
you know that a lot of those bands actually have like toy collections as well? Like even like Kirk Hammett from Metallica is like a
Uh huh.
huge ass horror collection.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like the guy from Cannibal Corpse, Corpse Grinder, he collects toys
Hmm.
like pops, even like Funko Pops and stuff. It's
It, it is
yeah.
crazy. I haven't.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know
I
a lot.
think it's something like that. Music also like allows for you to stay a teenager, a kid, kind of like.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Yeah.
And you said at the beginning of the video, I mean, liking music so much and staying involved into playing all that, you continue to be a kid, whether you like it or not.
Oh yeah.
And then on top
Yeah.
of it, all of a sudden you start collecting toys, and even more so, right? So it kind of complements, you know. And then you
Oh
just
yeah.
mentioned, all of these guys, having a very, very successful bands, and they also collect adult toys. You know,
Yeah, I think like you guys know Mastodon?
Mas-
Yes, I
no,
do.
I do not.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Um I think like Bill, one of the guitarists, he has like one of the largest Swamp Thing collections.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wha-
It's insane. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I do like Mastodon. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Different
Yeah.
though, different, but I like them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like they started out like I compared them to Slayer before, but then they went like really proggy on Crack
yeah.
the
Very,
Sky. I
very
loved it. I
technical.
mean, love everything that they do. So
It's
awesome
very
band.
super technical the way they talk. I mean
Yeah.
the
They
play or whatever.
talk.
It's
Yeah.
that play. Sorry. I meant playing. I meant playing.
Yeah.
But yeah. I guess I don't know. Music, especially punk, hardcore stuff, like keeps you immature. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, if you wanna
Have,
if you wanna say it that way, Compy, I guess. Yeah.
have you ever seen the other F word documentary?
Yeah, yeah,
The other
yeah.
way. That's kind of like silly dads. They're like punk rock and trying to raise some kids and stuff. That's who we are
It's
basically.
is the one where Lars Fredriksson goes to like a playground with his kid and he's like
Yeah.
covered in tattoos
Oh yeah,
and the
yeah,
camera's rolling and the kid is like playing in the jungle bars And he turns around. Yeah, see what happens. You have the playground now all to yourself because everybody leaves when you show up. Just because he's
Yeah.
he looks a bit threatening. I guess.
Yeah, he does. He does. Yeah. I met him once, man. I met him once few years ago. Yeah, we actually had some beers with him, and everything was pretty cool.
Awesome.
So yeah, they play.
He
He
seems
went.
like an awesome guy.
Oh,
He
he
even
is.
played in UK subs, I think.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know. I
Me
know he
neither.
has his new band or whatever. I can't remember the name. They play more oi than other stuff.
The
But
Bastards?
no, that was the other. That was
Uh,
when I saw him. But he has another one. It's more skinhead type of thing. Pretty cool. Talk about soccer and stuff. It's pretty cool.
okay.
But I like soccer. I like we
I've
call it
seen
football.
I've seen Rancid play twice, and it's always been like because they're like hardcore punk, really, like Gilman Street, like really street cred punk, and they put down such a good show, and it plays so well,
Hmm.
even when like Tim is just floating around with his guitar. It's
Oh
like how can you
yeah.
play that well and be like so nonchalant in
Yeah,
your way?
yeah.
It's insane. Yeah,
It's just
I
it's just
like
the
it.
performance that they put on, and then I mean their music is good, and then on top of it they have a great performance, and you're sold.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
definitely.
absolutely sold. Yeah.
Hey, for a long time, I thought it was just a mimic of him with his guitar because he plays like so low, and he just like throws him around and just does. And I'm like, does he this? Is he actually playing? And no, but
Yeah.
he was. He's that good, I guess.
Yeah, he's that good. Nonchalant.
Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know. I think it's about time, Compy. I don't know. I haven't been checking.
Yeah, it's time, Compy. But so just share with us a little bit. What is the future holding for your channel? Obviously, you have a very successful channel, but I mean, what is it that we can expect from your YouTube channel?
Well, I'm just hoping to release more videos.
Hmm.
I'm working on like a bigger documentary type of thing.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, cool,
Hopefully
cool, cool,
helping in
cool, cool.
production with that because I think like the lockdown is still gonna be for the next half year over here in Belgium at least. So I'm gonna try using that time to put out toy histories, but also be working on like a 40 or 50-minute documentary on one specific topic.
Hmm.
Um, Apart from that, I have like a ton of stuff I still need to show and tell. Um, like pickups I've done, but I've been giving more uh like prio. How do you say it? Uh, I've been letting the toy histories come first.
Hmm.
So there's usually not time to do like the pickup videos, but they don't perform as well. But I hope to get out soon and just go hunting again.
There you
Because
go.
like the live hunting and then showing what you got,
Hmm.
that works for me. That's more of an adventure than just me sitting here. Hey, I got this
I got
soggy
this.
boglin. Yeah. So I actually got this. Yeah. And I bought it
Hey,
online and there's no adventure at all. But yeah. So yeah, just more videos. Hopefully keep them coming up weekly. That's what I'm gonna try doing. Yeah.
Very cool. So obviously we know where to find you on YouTube, but also you are on other social media platforms, right?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. It's Retro Geek Out.
Okay.
So it's all the same name. Yeah.
Very well.
all right. We're gonna put them under descriptions,
Awesome.
so people can go to your channel and check it out. I love your channel. Like I said, we follow it,
I
and
do too.
I
Yeah.
I love
Thanks, man. Thanks, guys.
your history, your unproduced also, which I know it takes time also to dig in and see, because I've seen like even the catalogs that you put the pictures of catalogs and all the stuff that all those figures that never got to the toy
Released.
line. I mean,
Hmm.
what it did exactly. So I love all
Yeah,
that stuff. So
I have like a pile of it's like Tomart's action figure digest.
Okay.
So these are books from the 90s. Um and like right here is a pile of, I don't know if you can see it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they're like all of those are pages that have been
Whoa.
picked out to be in new episodes because they hold like stuff that wasn't released or that is interesting to talk about.
That's awesome, man. He
So
does his
Compy,
research.
I've
Compy,
been going through those, and then I have to like scan them in and get the pictures out, and
I'm
yeah,
happy to see that I'm not the
it's a
only
lot
one
of
that has
work.
stuff all over the floor.
Oh yeah, but this is now because I'm setting up to I'm setting up to do a toy history, but I
Mm-hmm.
also want to do like a pickup video very soon.
Mm-hmm.
So it's already set up, kind of like forcing me to.
To do it.
Usually it's a lot cleaner, but now it's just like I'm putting the pickups already there. So whenever I have like a half hour of time, I'll just put on the camera and talk about the stuff I got. It's that easy, but I'm usually like trying to work the script for toy history each week, and once that's done, I'm kind of like, okay, now I just have to film it and edit it and do all the other stuff. But getting the script done is everything to
It's the
me
hardest part.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the hardest part. Like I finished it yesterday, and
Mm-hmm.
now it's Saturday evening. So
Yeah.
hopefully by tomorrow night, I'll have edited and it's shot it and everything. So yeah,
Very cool. Very. That is the
it's just
life
putting stress on myself.
of a content creator. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and actually, it traces back to Henry Rollins and Black Flag
Okay.
of just that work ethic of just have something to do every day and try to create something every day. So it's from the
You,
punk rock DIY that
you,
I got like the work ethic, I think.
you just please don't get as crazy as Henry Rollins. Please don't do that. Don't get as crazy as Henry Rollins. He's he's a little bit
He's he's
crazy.
he's,
He's
he's a bit
he's
crazy, but he's been
he's out
places.
there.
So
Yeah. Yeah. He's been
Oh,
to place. Yeah. Definitely.
he
Yeah.
just seems like he's always in a not a good mood per se. You know, he's
I
always
don't
been very
know.
serious about it. But I love Henry Rollins. I don't like. Be honest with you, I don't really like Black Flag with Henry Rollins, but I do like Henry Rollins.
Yeah, he didn't get like the best songs on the records. Like the records they did with Henry, apart from Damaged, weren't the best like guitar wise or music wise. Even though like Bill Stevenson came into the
Yeah.
picture at that point. Um it seems like the stuff they did with Keith Morris from Circle Jerks was
Oh yeah, that's my
way
favorite.
better, like classic
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
American hardcore, definitely. Yeah. But it's all an opinion. Like if you like that stuff, that's awesome.
No, but he's ethic of DIY and just do it and get it, go get it. It's I know
And
it's
that's
good, and
exactly what Ed was talking about. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that's where he's at right now. And yes, I understand that part.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like try finishing a video, do like an interview, do this like every day you need to have something pop up on your agenda. I think just to keep me sane as well. So
it's especially in these times, man. Especially in
yeah,
these
yeah,
times,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And that's how this channel was basically born because
As
let's
therapy.
do,
We need therapy. So this is our
yeah.
therapy.
Yeah, let's do something because we're just, I'm going fucking bananas in my house and we need to do something cool and therapeutical. So this is it. This
Yeah.
is it.
no, definitely. It's I think it's cool how many toy collectors have been getting together online and doing like these sorts of talks, creating YouTube channels as well. And it's thanks to COVID because everybody's just in lockdown, unfortunately. But it's a cool way of meeting other collectors and
Yeah.
and noticing, hey, this is why there's 32 bids on this toy on eBay. It's because everybody's out to get this toy, and now I
Exactly.
know
Yeah,
who it
yeah.
is.
It's
Yeah,
$15 to buy it, $50 to on shipping.
yeah, yeah,
Have you ever seen that? You got to eBay. Oh man, it's $7, and then you go there
yeah.
like
Buy it now.
25 shipping. I'm like, so
Yeah,
crazy.
I only bought one thing off of eBay so far. So I'm doing okay. But
Oh, that's not bad. Only one thing off of eBay. Woof. That's
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, eBay is not well. It depends. Sometimes it has cool stuff, but
It depends.
sometimes it doesn't. So yeah.
Compy, it's that time.
Yes, sir. So, well, thank you, man. Thank you for coming here with us and sharing some of your stories, and we got to know you a little better. So, like I said, we follow your channel, and we're so happy to have you here. So, anyways, please subscribe to Ed's channel. Is Ed's Retro Geek. Sorry for my accent. Ed's Retro Geek
Out.
out. Yes, sir. Ed's Retro Geek out, and check it out. Check his channel. He is also another. He has his Facebook. He has what else?
Twitter, Instagram.
Twitter and
Yeah.
Instagram.
Twitter,
but basically the Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity. He has to follow him and subscribe to
Che
our channel
Compy.
also. What it is. So
At Trinity is 3. Those are like 5 social media channels.
you know what I meant. I mean, he's so analytical and some shit, man. I'm telling you. Anyway, so well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel to bring some more content. Thank you, Ed, again. Appreciate it. Punk rock all the way.
Yeah,
Hardcore.
man. One thing of this conversation was simply how we were able to just kind of share, those two aspects of what we really love. It's just the collecting, the getting to know new people, new collectors. Well, again, as you said, not a new collector, but just a new conversation for us, a new person, and also to share, our passion for punk rock at the same time. Is just amazing. So when my compy
yeah,
told me about you, about your channel, I was very, very happy to know that you had accepted our invitation. So thank you for that. And as my compy said, follow him, follow us, like the video, and then subscribe to the channel, please. Subscribe to the channel, and then we will see you on the next iteration
Yeah,
of
yeah.
whatever we do.
And check Ed's band, man. He has badass bands too, man. Check his bands. He
Where
got
where
cool music too.
where do I check him, compy? Where do I check him? Where do I go?
YouTube,
YouTube,
Arizona, right?
Arizona.
Is one.
yeah. But they're
There's
that's a
few.
bit hard to find.
He's
Yeah,
like on 20 bands. That's one of them, that I
Okay.
loved.
All right. Well, we'll check him out too. Yeah. Everybody check Ed's bands if you like punk rock, and if you don't, you probably start liking punk rock. All right. Peace out.
yeah. Thanks so much for the invite, and I hope to see you next time I'm in Texas, guys. So
Yes.
You will.
Let us
that would
know.
be
You will.
awesome.
You will definitely will. Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely. Peace out, guys. Thank you for being here with us. All right. All right.